Hey, it's Chris at the Boondocks Homestead. Hey, this morning I'm going to do something a little bit different. I've had a couple of requests to make a video on how to do just regular white bread using commercial yeast. So that's what we're going to do. No sourdough on this recipe. And I understand that there's a lot of people. You know, I've been blessed to have the life that I've got now and the job that I have now, that I can stay home and I can maintain this and take care of it and everything. But I understand it's a busy world and not everyone can do this. I get that. So no sourdough today. We're gonna just do commercial yeast and make us a good old-fashioned, good loaf of homemade bread, okay? So we're gonna start out with 3/4 cup of water. Now listen, if you have a digital thermometer, you want it to be anywhere from 100. I go anywhere from 100 to about 104. You don't want to go past 110 because you'll cook your yeast, okay? So you really, unless you know exactly, try using one of these. But to me, it's just like lukewarm. If you just have to feel it with your finger, if you don't have a thermometer, it's just like lukewarm. It's not real hot, but it's not room temperature. It's not cold. It's just kind of lukewarm. So you're going to put that in your bowl. You're going to put 2 1/4 teaspoon of commercial yeast. And then you're going to put a tablespoon of sugar. Okay, and I'll put this recipe underneath the description. And then you get you some kind of a whisk. And you're going to give that a little stir. And then you're going to proof it for anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes, okay? If it does not proof, which means it's not frothy and bubbly, then you need to throw away and start over. And it could be you have bad yeast, or it could be your water temperature wasn't right, okay? So we're going to wait, and I'll bring you back when this is ready to go, okay? Hey, while we're waiting for this to proof, I wanted to go over something with you guys real quick because some people may not know this. At first I didn't know this, but I buy this kind of yeast, okay? And I buy it by bulk. So there's instant and there's active. So if you have instant, which is this one, but that's not what I'm using today. If you have instant, you can skip the proofing step, okay? You don't have to proof it. If you have active, which is what I'm using, and I don't have one to show you, but it's made by the same people, and it says active instead of instant. And I put them in these little jars and I freeze them, okay? Because they'll stay good forever in the freezer. But so I'm using the active, which means you've got to activate it, which is what we're doing. The instant, you can just pour it in your recipe and go. Take off, okay? So I just wanted to clarify that for you because there's a couple different kinds. And if this particular one, which is the active, you've got to proof it before you start your recipe, okay? All right. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes and my yeast is frothy and bubbly, kind of foamy looking, and that's what you're looking for, okay? So at this point, we're gonna go ahead and put our flour in. I forgot to tell you to go ahead and start your oven, preheat it to 350. That's what we're gonna bake it at, is 350, okay? So then we're gonna grab our flour. We've got 3 cups of flour, and we're gonna pour our flour in there. Now, like I said, I'm using bread flour. You can use all-purpose flour. That'll be just fine. And then you're going to take 1/2 cup of whole milk. Now, I'm using goat's milk because that's what we have. That's what we don't buy store-bought milk. We use goat's milk. So I'm using 1/2 cup of room temperature goat's milk because I just milked her and I strained it and it's ready to go. Okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and put in the salt. Now, you can use table salt. I use Redmond salt, but you can use any kind of sea salt. That would be good. Probably better than table salt, but if that's all you have, use table salt, okay? So I've got 1.5 teaspoons of that. And then I've got 3 tablespoons of soft butter. Okay, you're just gonna put that in there. That was real easy. That was just a few ingredients to put together, right? The longest thing was doing the yeast. And like I said, if you use the instant yeast, then you won't have to worry about it. You can just pour it all in a bowl and get ready to mix it, okay? So let me get I've got some sourdough bulls over here cooling. So let me move that away and I'll bring the mixer up and I'll let you watch this go, okay? Hold on a minute. Okay, we're over here at the stand-up mixer and we're gonna put the dough hook on. Now listen, if you don't have a stand-up mixer, that's okay. You're just gonna do it by hand and it's gonna take you a little bit longer, maybe 10 minutes, okay? Instead of maybe a few minutes in this. But it's okay, you can do it by hand. You do not have to have this, okay? So if you do though, you just stick it in there and we're gonna mix it for about, I don't know, 5 minutes until it pulls away from the bowl and it's a very like kind of soft dough, okay? I'll get back with you when it gets closer to time. Okay. There it was. It's going away from the side of the bowl. So we're going to take it off and it's just a very soft, pliable, pretty dough. Really pretty dough. Okay? So, we'll take this off. Push this out of the way. You're going to take a bowl. You're going to spray it with some spray, okay? Cooking spray. Let me get my scraper here. I'm just gonna scrape this out onto the counter for a minute. See how pretty that is? Just a pretty soft dough. And if you see any specks in it, see those specks? Can you guys see that? It looks like dirt. That's not dirt. I just want to clarify that because if you watch my videos and you ever see stuff like that, I just want you to know. Well, first, I'm going to show you why, but I'm going to put this down here before it sticks to my hands. We're going to put it in here and cover it with a tea towel, but I'm going to show you something real quick. You see this? This is my Redmond sea salt. Do you see all that in there? All those specks? That is your salt, your minerals, everything. You know, it's sea salt. It's real stuff. It's not like table salt. So those specks are going to be in all your food, okay, when you use sea salt like that. But I love Redmond salt, and it's natural, and it's got all your magnesium, all your minerals and everything that you need in it, okay? So in all my stuff, if you see specks, yeah, it's not dirt, it's salt. So I'm going to put a tea towel over this. And we're going to let this rise to double, okay? We're going to let this about double, and then I'll bring you back and we'll go from there. All right, guys, it is done. It's doubled in size. We're just going to push it down and deflate it. We're going to pull it out on the counter. We're going to spray our bread pan. You can use any kind of bread pan. Spray that. We're going to set it above there. And then what I do is I pull it out a little. Make it into kind of a rectangle. A little bit wider than that pan because we're going to tuck the ends in, okay? So then I just kind of roll it up like that. Tuck my ends in. And make it about the size of that pan. See how easy that was? And you can pinch the bottom if you want, kind of pinch that together so it stays closed. That dough, it's so soft to work with. And then we're gonna pick it up and put it in there, just like that. You can kind of give it a few extra shapes to make it look kind of uniform and pretty here. And then we're going to let it rise again. Okay, so that was our first rise. This is going to be our second rise. I feel like it's a little wider down at this end here. That's why I'm messing with it. Anyway, that's good enough. That'll That'll be good enough. Okay, so now we're going to take a towel. Or if you want to use, a lot of people use saran wrap. I just don't see the need, and I just think it's more plastic that we don't need to be using. So I just take my tea towel, and I put my tea towel over the top of it. We're going to let it rise, and when it gets a little bit above, kind of domes up here, I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like, all right? Stay with me. All right, guys, I just thought I'd bring you back for a minute and show you. I was making more bread for the farmer's market tomorrow, and I'm on my last bread here, and my mixer blew up. It sure did. My KitchenAid just blew up, so I'm going to have to get me another one. And so I thought, well, I told you before, if you didn't have a stand-up, make sure you can still do it. And here you go. I'm having to do it by hand. And all I did was put all my stuff in my bowl, and then my mixer quit. So I got on there with my hands, and I mixed it up real good. And then I ended up with this. And now you got to knead it until you get that soft, pliable dough we were talking about. So you just got to keep kneading it. I've been kneading it for about probably 8 minutes now. And this is how they did it in the old days, guys. We didn't have stand-up mixers back then, right? Everything was done. It's probably why them women were so fit and everything. This is what they did all the time. And we're so spoiled, ladies. We are so spoiled to our stuff that... But I sure do like it, and I sure do miss it right now. So I'm probably going to have to get me another one, Lord willing. Anyway, I thought I'd bring them back and let you see. This is how you knead your bread. Or you can go from the top. Some folks go from the top and come down. And just knead it like that. Or you can go from the bottom like I was just doing. Or the side. It don't even matter, you guys. Just knead your bread. Woo! Anyway, I'll come back when our bread's almost to the top of the bread pan. So I'll bring you back here in a minute. Okay, I think it's ready to put in the oven. 350 degrees. See how it's rose a little bit above your bread pan. We're going to put it in at 350 for about 40-45 minutes. And then I'll pull it out and let it cool, and then I'll get back with you. All right, we're all done. I brought it out of the oven. I put butter all over the top of it, and then I took it out of the pan and put it on a cooling rack. And now we're going to cut into it and see what it looks like and tastes like. My kitchen got a little busy while I was waiting for this to get done. I'm getting ready for the farmer's market tomorrow. So, yes, I've been doing all this bread, and then my mixer, like I told you, my mixer cut out on me, so we'll have to get a different one, I reckon. All right, we're going to cut into the middle of this, and then we're going to make a sandwich. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. Looky there. Doesn't that look good? Soft bread. So we'll cut us a couple of slices. You know what would even be better with this? Hold on just a minute. All right, I had to toast this a little bit. I was like, this just needs to be toasted a little bit because I'm going to make a little BLT here. A little BLT action. So we're going to take our cheese. I'm going to take a little bit of this sad looking lettuce I got from the store. It's about time for me to start growing me some, well, not yet. It's going to get really hot next week. But before long, when it cools off, I'm going to start growing some more outside, Lord willing. And then you're going to take a tomato. Now, these are out of our garden. They're not too bad. They struggled this year, though. I ain't kidding. But they're not too bad. Then we're going to take a little bacon. How do you guys like your bacon? I'm just curious. Because I like mine really done, and Tim likes his, well, it doesn't look done to me when he is ready for it to eat it. But I like to cook mine done. I don't know, I know this piece is a little real done. I put it in the oven this morning, but I really like mine done, and I don't know why, I just do. Oh, we're gonna put some mayo on here. A little bit of mayo. I'll clean this plate and cut into this puppy. I can keep from cutting my hand. There you go. My stuff's falling out of it. Okay, let's taste it. It's lunchtime, it's time to eat. It's good. You know what I'm looking for? Looking for my teeth down. I have a few that I just use over my shoulder and for my mouth, my hands. That's really good. Now, this bread's good, but this bread is going to spike my blood sugar probably. But if you don't have blood sugar problems, you don't have to worry about it. But it really is good. So make you some of this. It's easy. This is probably the easiest bread. Then you're not going to the store. You're not getting all those preservatives. You know, you'll have to eat it up in a few days because it won't stay good forever. Or you'll have to cut it, you know, slice it, and then put it in the freezer. But it smells so good and it's homemade. Y'all can do it, do it. Go get you some stuff and make you some bread. So I'm gonna get off here. I got a lot to do. I'm gonna finish my sandwich first. And then I got some other stuff to do, and I'm probably gonna make some soap tonight. Maybe I'll take you on that journey with me. That's a little hectic, but it's fun. I love doing it. So anyway, until next time, Lord willing, I'll catch you on the next video.